A Quincy man convicted in a Lynn Street shooting in September could get a limited release now to visit his ailing mother. 21-year-old Knaff II pleaded guilty on Monday to 2 charges of aggravated discharge of a firearm. He's also scheduled now to be sentenced in March. Knaff's mother recently suffered a severe stroke and is in critical condition at Blessing Hospital. Judge Josh Jones ruled in favor of Knaff's motion, and he set conditions for his release. Knaff will be allowed a 1-hour visit with police transportation to and from the hospital. The visit also depends on his mother being well enough to receive a visitor and must be completed by 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon.